super awesome that it's a walkable roof.
No, it's not.
Before.
It's a dance floor. Okay, can you make sure?
Hi, we're Chris and Lisa with our two dogs, Olive and Laria. You'll see more of Laria because, well, she's Chris's favorite, and our little Olive is old and pretty much lays in a ball napping all day. You may know us from our podcast, GHT Overland, that we started in late 2017.
Let's see.
Or maybe you've
There she
literally
is.
never heard of
This
us.
is crazy.
Either way, welcome.
Oh my gosh, it gets
We spent the last 52 years growing up, falling in love, getting married, having two amazing children, as well as chasing careers, having several small businesses. You know, chasing the classic American dream. After selling our cherished home we raised our boys in, it's now time to move into a new chapter. We sold our final business that we gave every last ounce of energy into for the past 14 years, and quite honestly, a very unhealthy rate of roughly 3 days off a year at its peak. Enough of that. We're wiser and tougher because of it, and now home free. We're off to explore all the wild, rugged beauty this world has to offer. We launched out of Portland, Oregon like a ram on a rocket. It's a Ram truck. Anyway, on April 29th, 2022, we left for a life on the road of epic overland travel to pick up our truck camper, Victor, in Fort Lupton, Colorado. If you like our adventures and want to support our work of showing you the world through our experiences, be sure to like this video, indulge in a little subscribe action, and you can always become a patron over at Patreon to get more of the insider scoop. Go grab your popcorn and snuggle in. This life is gonna be awesome.
All right, we got some
Cheers.
work to do today. Sorry, Olivia. I didn't mean to scare you. We can get some work done?
Yeah.
Cheers to you. So what are we going to do today?
Oh boy. Well, there's a lot to
We're
do.
going to make a list.
Make a list.
Yep.
Organization. Stay focused. We're taking a break from packing.
Yeah, before we don't have a couch.
Right.
And yesterday was all day editing the podcast, so we got that done. And then today, as we had talked about last time, we're going to go through some updates that we've done to Victor, the Hallmark camper, and updates that we plan on doing that we haven't done yet. So we can kind of package it all together as one. Because I don't foresee that we're going to do a lot of these types of videos. Talking in front of the camera really isn't our thing. We'd much rather be shooting amazing scenery. Right?
Yeah.
That's where we shine. And the lighting last week outside on the patio was horrible, so we're not going to try that again. So we're going to go through some things today that we've updated on the camper and we're planning on updating. And hopefully that helps you if you've got a camper or are doing something similar, because this whole RV thing is completely new to us. We have been tent camping.
We're going on 27 years.
Forever. Well, we're older than 27.
Well, I know. 28, 29.
No,
So
27. We'll stick with 27.
29, 30 years.
No, we can't be a day
Time-
over 30.
Time flies.
Anyway, so there's a lot of things that I think are just really, really crazy. And disclosure, everything that we go through, if it's not a positive thing, has nothing negative about Hallmark campers. Hallmark has been amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems weird to me that there is no manufacturer that I'm able to find that makes super high quality RV parts. So if you know of one, or if you want to start a company that does aftermarket high quality parts not coming from companies starting with a C,
How
that
about
would be,
Yeah. How about USA made?
yeah,
Right in our
totally.
backyard.
Or, yeah, anyway, we could go down that whole road, but it's crazy to me. Some of the things we're going to go through, they just don't exist to my knowledge. So if you know of them, I would be grateful if you gave us the inside scoop. So we'll show you some of the fixes that we have come up with for things that just don't exist and that we think will make our life easier
And or more comfortable.
Yeah, more comfortable, more fun, more legit.
Yeah.
Cool? Anything else you want to go through? No? Before we get to work?
I think
it's a hot day, so if you see us sweating, that is why, and be grateful today there is no smell-o-vision.
Yeah, I'm not baking any cinnamon rolls. I'd like to try it though.
Okay, I think we're good.
Yeah, let's get on our list.
Do you want that?
Okay, go find your toy. Where's your toy? All right. So one is address change. We're going to have a new home base. 2, passports. Gets us to Baja,
In Canada.
Canada. I'm thinking,
Gets us to Alaska.
and then Alaska. I was thinking more on the line of the hot, sunny beaches, but
I love hot sunny beach today.
passports. So 3 in this box came a lovely solar panel. So we've got solar to place and install. And then we have storage boxes to place and install. We've got a long one and a short one. Then at least it's a good start, but it keeps us focused.
Focus is good.
Yep.
All right, so the good news is we can get rid of a bunch of this stuff. So this is where we store, I think we went over this before, water hose stuff. That stays. More water hose stuff. This is, I don't know who made these flexible hoses, but these are great. That stuff stays. We can get rid of this. So this goes. This goes. Everything needs a backup. So that's the backup. That goes. We're going to get rid of the Coleman stove because we just never used it. We're going to get rid of the jet boil because that was a disastrous mess. We have a different solution for that. So that goes. And then we've got the electrical cord in there, the plug we've never used. And 2 of these, oh, we only need 1, so I can get rid of that. Because you can only put so much diesel in the truck at one given time. These are extras. Is it on?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Yes, but it's not a flame. It's what's on.
Oh, because I can hear it. This is going to be for this. You can fill this full of wood chips and then light those on fire. Oh, that's warm. And then this will smoke for 8 hours. So the Blackstone griddle will be able to put this inside of that and be able to smoke meat and then cook outside and keep the grease out of Victor. So that's going to be sweet. So that is going to live right there. All gas, anything, lives outside. We'll see how long this cardboard box lasts. So that is going to go, fancy signature, very bougie. There, and then this is an extra one for the Blackstone griddle, so we don't need to use one of these. This is a T, so that will go onto the propane tank. One end will go to the regular propane stuff. This will go to the other end. That will go to the Blackstone, which will sit over there. That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, and then we're going to put our gauge so we know how much propane we've got on the end of that. Because if we put it directly in the tank, we wouldn't see it. And then we'll hook up everyday propane stuff here. And then nothing's under pressure or kinked. And then when we want to use a Blackstone, we'll take this, connect it on the end there. And I love these braided lines. They just move and they're so much easier to work with. Okay, we good? With that, we'll go there. Look how much more room we've got.
Yeah.
Keep our little bug nets in here because there's just so much room. Little extra towel in both of these, so we're good to go there. Make sense?
Yep.
Make sure the propane is off. Safety. We'll do that. Make sure everything's locked so we don't forget. Okay, and we got that. All right, so next up is a screen door. That was beautiful, huh? From day one, this thing has been a pain in the rear. And again, as a reminder, to no fault of Hallmark, I think this is the only screen door you can get for an RV. You tell me if I'm wrong. But this literally on day one came out of adjustment. There's 2 screws that go here. And if it's out of adjustment, it won't, even now it won't go in. It won't go in there. Plastic, super light aluminum, so you don't want to screw it too far in. I just think the design is crappy and somebody could do something better. So I think it was 2, 3, 4, I don't know, so many weeks in, there's a little tiny spring that keeps the handle, I think you can see it that way, up. Well, that spring somewhere came out and we couldn't close, the door wouldn't close, it would just swing. And then the other piece to this is there's a piece that used to go right here so that the door would connect. Well, without that spring, it wouldn't hold this handle up. Therefore, the screen door would not connect to the door. So, in our infinite wisdom, magnets are magical. All we did is we got a bunch of these little magnets for doors, like in your cabinets. So here's one, and then they come with little stickies, like double-sided tape. Come on. So the double-sided tape, and then the other side, so you've got the north and south on the magnet, little screws if you want to screw it in. We just use the double stick tape. And so now what happens, instead of opening the door and then having to open this separate, everything is connected in that magnet right there and right there. Boom. Simple. I don't know why they don't come up with a better design. We are still looking for a solution for that rubber grommet thing and then the male piece up here. So when this closes, it's supposed to catch in there and then keep it open.
Hold on.
But June Lake did that thing in. And that, I don't know if you guys think that's legit or not. I think it should last a lot longer. I think if this was not made of rubber and it was made of a nylon, it would last forever. So if you're a manufacturer and you can make a nylon insert for that same thing, that would be super. And or a magnet. So if you had a magnet piece like the screen door that goes on those 2 pieces, we would be in good shape. Okay, so next up on the list, whether you call it an upgrade, modification,
Preference.
change, is this guy here. I hope you can see that on the camera. We took some little rope. What do you call it? There's a specific name. I'm going blank. I apologize. But we took that and then wrapped it from the bottom all the way up so we've got a bigger grip. There was rubber on here before, and for those that have long nails, there was a little piece that would always get chipped off on the back and that just drove me crazy. So nail proof, something bigger to grip onto, and it's black, so hopefully it doesn't show dirt over time, because obviously the back of the camper will get a ton of dirt driving down all those dusty roads. So we'll just see how that works. The other thing I've not yet done, open here, is we're going to take all the wire loom throughout the entire camper, all the wire, and we're going to put it in this loom. Most of it is wrapped with electrical tape or some other form. I'm a perfectionist and I don't want an electrical fire, so we've got two different sizes. We're going to take that and wrap all of them for safety. I think, well, not the very last thing outside, but at least the last thing on the back on the outside. Security to us is super important for many reasons, but security cameras, and I hope this helps, if you want something off-grid, there's not a lot of options. This particular one is a Blink, and we thought that would work because it has a little module where it stores all the video on an SD card. So I thought that was going to work. It's nice and small, and as you can probably see or not see, it's a little inconspicuous, so that's nice. The battery lasts forever, so that's good too. We came up with a bracket. I didn't bring the extra bracket with me because we're going to put two more on there as well for each side of the camper. The other thing I liked about this camera is it just pops off. So when we're traveling, clearly it doesn't need to be back there, and we just take it off and then pop it back up there when it does need to be on there. We just used a little L bracket right here and some Velcro, double stick tape again, good to go. But that's not going to work. So we've tested everything. One nice thing about being in town where you can test everything, if the internet is off, there'll be Wi-Fi connected throughout the camper wherever we are. But if you're not in cell range and there's not internet access, for some ridiculous reason, it does not save to the SD card. Once all the internet's off, it doesn't save. So this is not going to work. So we're going to go back to what we've used for a lot of years on our property. We used it at the condo. We know that it works really well. It's a little bit bigger, but Real-Link is your answer. I don't know of anything else that works. There's an SD card inside. Literally, we have these on our property. Goes with a solar panel, so we'll put those up top with the solar panels, and you can be anywhere, and it's always storing to the SD card. Now, if you're thinking, well, they could just take your camera, SD card is gone. Yes, no system's perfect, so it is what it is. But that's a pretty high jump to get to there, and the other cameras that'll be on the side. So better than nothing. And when we're inside and we get that knock at 3 in the morning, I would much rather turn that camera on and see who's out there and talk to him through the camera than to open the door. Cool?
So spices is a must when I cook. On our first travel round, I had all my spices in this upper fabric cubicle. They were the big chunky spice containers. But to alleviate that and give me a second bin for dry goods, we went and got a stackable spice rack. So now they're all downsized, nice and organized. So I can utilize my pantry space more efficient. So sometimes it's the super basic items that make things better. So our headlamp, so we always know where it's at, right on a command hook and out of sight. While we're driving,
these little things are magical.
Non-skid little guys.
Yep, and then when you're using it, same thing, right? It'll help stay in one spot.
Yeah, and it just fits perfect under there. So we installed a magnetic knife holder for two reasons. I used to store them down here in the drawer. So one would be for safety, reaching in there and not cutting myself again. These chef knives are super sharp. And if you haven't seen Chris's beautiful photography on my last thumb and stitches, we don't want another one of those. And second, accessibility. So they're all right here. And if they happen to shimmy down in transport, we've got a little gripper here on the bottom. We were originally using these baskets in our upper storage, but it wasn't holding everything it should. So we upgraded to deeper. It still makes the clearance, and we can hold a whole lot more in this size than you can this size.
The parts that they use, they come from country starting with a C. They're crap. Absolute crap. But again, nothing wrong with Hallmark. They're literally the only pieces you can find. I spent hours searching for these pieces that go on the bottom of the table. So clearly not for every overlander, but anybody that's using a trailer or a camper, you know what these are. You know how often they break. We had our first one break when we were at the Overland Expo. Somebody who was in the camper leaned on a little too hard and pop. And I thought, well, that was awful easy. And to Hallmark's credit, Matt almost immediately was on his phone, ordered 2 of them. He's like, what address do you want them sent to? And then we broke another one. Glad that we had a backup. And I thought there's got to be a better quality one. Hours and hours I spent searching for somebody that makes a better quality one of these. They don't, which is ridiculous in my opinion. So what we ended up doing, and this is our spare, I did the same thing to the one that's currently on there, and we filled it full of JB Weld so that it's got that support pretty much halfway up as a solid piece now, which is the way that they should make them. Somebody could make these out of solid aluminum and charge probably $50 a piece, and I would buy it, opposed to the $12-15, and you're going through like 5 a year. You always have to have a backup. Ridiculous. So that was our fix to this. And then this would get stuck on the post all the time, so we just took some dry lube and sprayed that on there, and so far that seems to be working. Pop it on and off and it doesn't stick.
I love doing updates and modifications because it just makes it feel like home. Yeah, interrupted my sleeping.
Project Day in Victor. We're putting the Guzzle H2O system with the filter and the UV purification with, I finally got a Brita, I think you can see that faucet thing, for just the drinking water. So the only water that's going to be filtered is the drinking water through the system that we do here. Obviously, if we use the Guzzle H2O to put water in the tank, then that's already purified. But we're not always going to be able to do that. So the backup system for the times that we can't, even though there's a filter in line with a hose that we use, we like pure, clean drinking water. So this is going to be it, no matter where we get it from. If anything, worst case, it's filtered twice, which would be great. Lisa did the rug earlier today, so I'm going to do we're going to drill a hole in the cabinet for the first time, so hopefully that goes well. We'll see what happens. I guess 2 in this case. And we'll just unroll what we're going to use so that it stays nice and connected. Cool, so these are magic. You just put them in and somehow they seal. Never understood, but they've always worked. So, okay, so that's the water coming in. And then the guzzle is going to sit like this. So this particular water line needs to feed through there, go to this, and then my thought is we're going to put a whole bunch of extra. So when we pull it out to change the filter, because it's such a tight fit, I'm not going to mount it permanently to this. I don't know, can you see that? I'm not going to mount it permanently to the sidewall because it's just a super thin piece of wood. So we're going to put some Velcro back there just to hold it, and then it's just going to sit right on the base. So then I can just pull it out, all connected, and then change the filters when needed. I don't know where to put you. So we'll leave that there. Right, tight enough. All right, I'm gonna go get some tools to tighten that bracket up, and that's what's gonna Velcro to the sidewall. So we'll just put some Velcro back here. That'll go to the sidewall, and then the only thing left is to put this T-fitting in the current line, and then run another piece of pipe, this fancy stuff, from out of here into here, so the water will go through the system, go through the UV purification, go through the filter, and then out the spigot. It'll be amazing. Okay, so I think we got it. So I connected this guy. I made sure that that was super tight. Put that back on. The hose that goes up to the sink would get kinked if I didn't have this coming straight out. So not exactly what I wanted, but it'll work. So I think we're set. We've got the water coming into the guzzle right here. This is the UV filter. Same company that makes the UV filter. It's an LED UV purifier, not a filter, correction, that goes in the space shuttle or on the space station. So if you listen to the episode with Guzzle H2O, you would know that. And then we've got the carbon block filter right here. Up above, we've got the new faucet. So we're going to turn it on and see if it works. So right here, the moment of truth, the water pump for the camper. So the water's filling up in here, and then it should pressurize itself. So that's good. And then the moment of truth is, do we have anything leaking in here? Which is no. Oh, thank God. So no leakage. Everything looks good. And then I've got the water bowl for the dogs. I think we should be fine. I'm feeling brave. So what we'll do is turn the water on here. Without making a mess, hopefully. And it works. So we've got good drinking water there. We've got the system working in here. And then the last thing to do is I need to connect the 12 volt to the UV so that that's actually working. Right now it's not on. But that's the easy part. Complication and making sure we don't have any water leaks was this part. And it all looks good. And then we'll take that, I'll show you when I'm done. We'll take this and we're gonna stuff it way back in the corner there. So it should be good. All right, we got some things done. Why don't we
Yes.
get them marked off? What do we get done?
So
What do we do? Start at the bottom?
we did, actually.
Kind of, not really.
All right.
So we did mainly like the review stuff, right?
Yeah.
So we went through the outdoor cooking stuff. Let's cross that off.
Yep.
What else is left? We went through the upper storage.
Yep.
We went through the carpets. Thank you. Knife rack and spice rack. We went through that. Those were delightful.
Yep.
Screen door. We went through that. Table connector
Yep.
thingy mabobber. We went through that. Doors. What's the door stops?
The little clear things that you could put on the corner of a door.
Oh, we're gonna wait for that. That
Yeah.
didn't. It seems like a good idea, but we'll figure that out before we tell you we're gonna do it. So let's leave that.
Yep.
Internal. Oh, yes, we did go through the internal guzzle H2O and the faucet, and we went through the camera and the solar.
Yep.
We did not go through the sink upgrade. We've got some issues with the faucet. Again, not a Hallmark issue, a Dometic issue. We'll figure out what that is before we post it. We'll probably do it as kind of a side note later, so whatever that's worth. The deck off the back, the idea here is, hang on a second, while we're here. The idea is we want to build a deck that comes off from here to hold the bikes. So the bikes should go in here, not in here, not on here, not on a rack that comes off from the hitch. The deck would be supported off from the hitch. Left and right would be supported not in weight, but only from going left and right off from this here. So this is not holding any additional weight. That'll give us storage probably this far. And then we could put the bikes on there. And then we could sit and chill. We could have a picnic.
And still be able to have the door open.
Oh, the door has to open with the bikes, yeah.
Yeah.
To at least get in, not like all the way. And then the stairs, I'm thinking, would go this way instead of this way.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. Something we're still working on, but that's definitely a super important thing to get figured out.
Yep.
Okay, back to what we're doing here, Lisa. Let's get the camera back to where...
So 8 is done?
No?
No.
All right, so what we have to work on next, we're actually going to do the inside storage boxes. So Lisa, if you would just kindly slide over that way. We've got 2 different storage boxes. The thought currently is this guy would go on the inside because it's heavier. This is by Overland Vehicle Systems. Not sure why it's so much heavier than the Roam box, but it is. But in any case, the Roam box is also much thinner, like not as tall. So our thought is we'll put that up atop so it doesn't gain us any additional height. This will go on the inside. Water has been kind of our biggest thing. So what we've come up with are these containers. I think they're 2.5 gallons a piece. It's a BPA-free plastic. It's supposed to be food grade. That's what they say. If we can get those, we've got enough of those that equals 40 gallons. We currently carry 22.
Yeah.
So that would almost, what is that, triple
Yeah, so it'd be
our water?
66 gallons of water.
Well, 62,
Yeah.
because it's an even number. But in any case, that would really be helpful. So we're hoping we can get this in the back. We can get the dog crate in the back. We can get the freezer in the back, and everything still fits. And we've still got room to do camera stuff.
And the back, by what he means, is the
The
super
back of the
cab
truck.
section back.
So that's what we're going to work on next.
Yep.
You ready?
Ready.
Tetris, here we come. storing, well, we already know that's going to fit in there. If we're only storing water inside, then you're not going to need to open it very often.
Right.
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 So later we'll figure out how many of these will fit in there.
And then put a row on top.
I don't think so, because we've got the extra battery to put in here. We've got the griddle, what's that called? Starts with a B.
Blackstone.
We get the Blackstone that hopefully will just sit on top with that rubber stuff so it doesn't slide off. So that leaves the camper empty, so you could literally open the back door and walk in, nothing on the floor, nothing to take out.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a total, hopefully, of at least 40, but up to 60 gallons of water, because we can still stash those in little places inside Victor.
Yeah.
There's lots of little cubby holes that we can put those. And like you said, if not, we can find some places in here, down here, just stash them everywhere. It's my hillbilly solution, but I think it's good. These are super sturdy. This is much like the rack that's already up there, just a commercial size, bigger one, but we're going to do it going the opposite way. So what cost us, was it $300 when we went to REI to get like the risers and the little feet things and all the little dealy whackers?
Yeah, it was like $360 some. And that didn't include
No,
the racks.
that was
themselves.
just to be able to set the racks onto.
Yeah.
And they're just round tubes.
Yeah.
I got 4 of these. Can you do the angel sound? Ooh, that was nice.
It was good.
I got 4 of these for $12. I don't know what you're thinking. $12 or 300 and what?
I'll go for 12.
Oh my gosh. So these need to be filed down just a little bit to be able to slide into the Yakima rack. And then from the Yakima rack, this will stick up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
Ready?
This will, I got it. I'm a strong man.
Okay.
This will go across. This will set on here. And then there'll be a bolt that goes there that holds it down. Here's the upside. These are used for commercial, either electric or, I don't know, cooling. They're used for racks like in commercial buildings going across, and then they hang stuff from them.
Oh, gotcha.
So you go to Home Depot, hardware store, Lowe's, hardware store of your choice, and they make a gazillion little things that fit into this particular rack. So I'm convinced if you have some ingenuity?
Yep.
Oh, I said it all at once. Somebody's taking the recycle out. You could do bikes, you could do kayaks, you could do pretty much anything you want. Mm-hmm. And if you need more pieces, parts, whether the little slider things that go inside of this, right? I don't know if these actually fit. Well, what do you know? They fit in here too. Then you could do that. And then the world is your oyster.
Sometimes your own creativity will give you the answer.
Yeah, ingenuity. Why is that so hard for me to say today?
I don't know.
So we're going to do that. That is hopefully what we're going to be able to mount that box onto. Worst case scenario, we're going to sandwich it in onto the roof. I talked to Matt. He said, I don't see why it wouldn't work. We'll put some non-skid sticky stuff. Just happen to have some right here. Put that on the roof, put the box on top of this so it's not consistently wearing into the fiberglass. We'll see. So Tetris version 2? Tetris level 2. All right, so let's unbox. So we've got 2 of the newer Renogy solar panels, supposed to be super high-tech and nice. Per watt, or based on size, pretty much the same cost as the high-tech solar that we've got up there. Maybe they're all made at the same place. Like, how many companies make
I don't know.
layout solar panels? Can it be that many? Anyway, nonetheless, I prefer getting it from a larger company that is well known, so if there are issues, I feel a lot more comfortable about getting that issue resolved than from some mysterious company in the country starting with C. we really need to resolve that issue. Cool. So, see how quick I was?
Yeah.
We already checked that out so we can make the list with Lisa with our to-do list today. But we needed to get both these out so that she can hand them up to me because she's feeling super strong and careful today.
Yes, I am.
Perfect. And based on our measurements, so far we're doing good on measurements, and I'm super happy about that. The measurements inside with working everything out with all three of those major big pieces worked with very few modifications. So that is good. All right, and if you want, you can leave all that up there, on there.
Okay.
And then once I get up there, all I need you to do is to just hang on to the frame on the outside and don't stick your fingers through the back of the front.
Okay.
And we should be good. And then I just need you to hang it up.
Yeah.
What's it called? Hand it up to me.
Hand it up.
Oh, these big words today.